Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for March 2023. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind. And the messages may not resonate with everyone, so I always ask that you check back to your moon and rising sign videos that may resonate with you more. In order to gain any insight into your own situation, does require a personal reading. I always forget to put that up there. And so a personal reading is where I take your birth date, your sun sign, your name. I pluck you out of the collective, and then we do the reading. You give me your questions. So you can go over to the About box section of my channel, and there I have listed the reading packages. And the reading packages, the information tells you the length of the reading, so 30 minutes, 45, an hour. It tells you the number of questions that you can get in that time frame, and it also gives you a price. And if you're interested, then you can email me at this address. I'm typing it in up here in the box, so please watch that in the little black box. You email me and you say, hey, Tara, I want the 45-minute reading is my most popular. So people, you'll email me and say, hey, Tara, I want the 45-minute reading. And then what I will do when I get that email is I will email you back, giving you the instructions on how to book, and then attaching the payment link for you. Please keep in mind, you don't need to email me back and let me know that you paid. Stripe payment notification lets me know that. And so that just kind of cuts down on time and sending back and forth emails and things of that nature. And then my turnaround time is 48 to 72 hours. I don't like to make people wait for their readings. I've talked to some clients and they're like, oh yeah, I was trying to book a reading with so-and-so, so-and-so, and they were saying it's going to be 3 months before you get the reading. Well, I don't like to make people wait, and I believe in the quality of the reading instead of the quantity of the reading. And so, that's that. So my camera's getting all blurry, so hold on one second. Okay, there we go. So I have with me, this is a few days. Today is February 16th. I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day, whether you are coupled up or not. I'll place the link to the video somewhere when I figure it out. And in case you haven't seen it or you missed it, because I posted it really early, like a week before Valentine's Day. And then we're going to be moving into the Pisces full moon. So I'll be posting that video, and that's going to be on the February 20th, which is going to be like really awesome because Pisces is the most psychic sign, and a Pisces moon is the most psychic moon that you can have. So that's going to probably be interesting. And then we're going to put up the rest of these videos after that. So I have with me, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I have with me today the Radiant White deck. I have with me the La Vida Sibila, and we're going to be wrapping the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus card, okay? Now, I've already done some meditation and shuffling on the Leo sign and glyph, and I had 2 cards present themselves before I'm laying the cards. So let me turn the camera around. I know y'all are looking at my hat, and I got my hat because it was 86 here yesterday, and then this morning it's like 50 something. And here in South Texas, when it hits the 50s, it's cold. That wind is blowing 45 miles an hour. It's coming out of the Rockies from the north, and it's really cold. So here are the 2 cards that presented themselves. It is the reverse 8 of Swords, and then it was followed by the 9 of Cups. 2 diametrically opposed cards, both in energy and in what they are saying. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I want to thank you for coming over. I hope that you subscribe and stick around. For those of you who've been with me for a while now, I appreciate you sticking around. But these cards, I don't read cards, I read energies, okay? And there is a difference. So let's put another rifle and shuffle on these, and we will deal the cards. It will be a 9-card spread. Oh, wait a minute. I'm missing some stuff. Let me just go ahead and complete this. We need to bring in the element of fire to help my guides come into this place. And we need to also add in the element of air, which is the incense that we're going to light. Okay, there we go. Now, let's lay the rest of the cards. Now, I will tell you guys this, for those of you who, heard me talking about it, I'm having these like neurological episodes, don't know what they are. And I went all of January without having one. And then over the past 3 days, I've been having them and having them kind of frequently. So I may have to stop in the middle of the reading just to let myself calm down. And then we'll get back to it, okay? So, 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. Next row, the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords. Oh my God, Leo, what is happening for you here? I don't understand. So let's just see what the cards have to say. Next card, the Wheel of Fortune. So there's my first major arcana card. Last row, the 3 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. So now I have 2 5s and I have 2 9s. Last card down, the Knight of Cups. Well, that's rather interesting. And what is the energy over the entire reading? We have, well, the King of Cups. So, it's a relationship issue. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. But I'm not exactly sure if this is a romantic reading or a business reading. But, just because these pentacles are here doesn't mean that it's related to finance or business. The pentacles are not just about, finances. It is also about what you are doing and or how you are doing it, okay? So, I have 2 cups, 1, 2, 3 pentacles, 2 swords, a wand, and 1 major arcana card. The major arcana card are our spiritual lessons. The pip cards, which are the suits, the cups, the swords, the pentacles, the wands. Those are our mundane, everyday issues. In other words, it's a third dimensional thing, all right? And right in the center, I have the 9 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords, first of all, it's a 9, and it's a focus on completion of events. But this is about thoughts. This is about the idea of trying to come out of some kind of mental state. And this mental state is one of perhaps fear, worry, anxiety, perhaps even a guilty conscience. Maybe you said something to someone, or maybe someone said something to you and upset you, or said something that has kind of, made you anxious and caused you to experience fear. It could be about nightmares. It could be about insomnia. All right. Now, I have 2 9s, as I said, and it's always important when the numbers repeat themselves. So the first meaning of the 2 9s is a financial and or career change for the better. But the second meaning of 2 9s is that one of you needs to spend more time alone. So I don't know. We got these 2 people here, and we've got this, I forgot, I've got the 2 court cards. We've got this knight going out of the spread. So everything is focused around this, at present, this 9 of Swords. So past, present, future, interplay of the cards. We have the reverse 8 of Swords. Now, the meaning is somewhat similar to the upright, but as you guys know, reverse cards just don't speak to me. And looking at it, you would think, because the swords are upside down, that this would be an indication that maybe you're coming out of that situation, but that is not true. All right? We can see it here with the 9. In fact, to me, this is an indication that whatever is bothering you, whatever situation that you find yourself in, will get worse before it gets better. Okay? And so I'm going to grab my little trusty book here, and I'm going to have to update the book here Some new stuff has started coming to me, but here are some of the keywords for the reverse Eight of Swords. Disquiet, I would say yes. Difficulty, opposition, treachery, and hopelessness. It tells that you may be feeling weighed down by the confines of your situation, and you are unable to see any reason to be hopeful at this time. But the card encourages you to stay strong and attempt to fight for your liberty. It can warn sometimes of mishaps and accidents, both in and around the home as well as on the road. So it asks you to take extra special care and try to preempt other drivers' actions. The next 8 weeks would be highlighted for this energy of possible accidents and mishaps. But it can also be an indication of a new beginning and a new start. However, and it says that the timing is conducive to take leaps and bounds in the right direction. And I see that here for some of you. Okay. And it even kind of indicates here. All right. It may be indicating that pressure has been released, and so you are now ready to move forward. But it can also imply that you feel as though you're being restrained or held back in certain areas of your life, and can suggest an uncomfortable or unsavory situation that is caused by familiarity. It is easier to stay in a familiar situation rather than to step out into the unknown, even if the unknown is more satisfactory. The card indicates one who is confused, disillusioned, or emotionally hurt. Stress, worry, and tension are also indicated. Long-term restrictions, obstacles, and hindrances are indicated by this card reversed. It tells of struggle, loneliness, and wasted energies. But it also tells of strong feelings of being cornered or fenced into a situation or being held back from your path. And the situation will hold you at a standstill for a short time. Things will not get any worse if some small but pertinent changes are initiated to ensure positive developments in the near future. So I can see here on the past column, typically the Eight of Swords is a card that says, you know, you are stuck in some kind of situation that you're not comfortable with. But the card also is an indication that whatever this situation is, it was caused by your own actions or lack thereof. Okay. And I can see here that some of you have been feeling sorry for yourselves. This is what this card means. You're kind of feeling, remember, it's not necessarily about finances, although it could be that maybe you're struggling financially at the moment, that you are not able to, you're worried about being able to pay your rent and get your light bill done, or pay your credit cards, or pay your car note, or buy food, or whatever the case may be. So the card counsels that there is help and assistance available, perhaps through some type of community or governmental agency. But the card is also an indication that feeling sorry for yourself really is not going to do you any good. Why? Because there are 5 steps or things that can be done to rectify the situation. Now, I don't know what the situation is, and so I can't tell you what the 5 steps are. But then we see here as well the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is a card that indicates teamwork, coming together to build something. Sometimes this card can be about taking your ideas or talking to someone else, gaining more information about what it is you're trying to do. We see the 2 people here with their plans, the 3rd person, the craftsman, on the bench. And so because he's elevated up on the bench, it indicates that he has a bit more knowledge about whatever this thing is you're trying to do. So it can also talk about the idea of new financial projects coming into place. I think in this instance, it's talking perhaps about that, but it's also talking about the idea of getting advice from someone. And I always say, there's nothing under the sun that hasn't happened before. So what you want to do if you're trying to do something new or you're trying to solve a problem, talk to someone who's been through that before. You don't have to necessarily take their advice or use the steps that they use to get out of it, but it may prompt some ideas for you. Take what you can use, disregard what you cannot. It also is an indication that there are at least 3 people involved, and it says that there will be some kind of delays before any future successes are realized, right? But here I have the 9 of Cups, and when I said these are diametrically opposed, well, this is how you're thinking, but this is how you're feeling. Okay. So the Nine of Cups is simply that. It's just a wish card. It says that energy is becoming available. Whatever your hopes and dreams, your wishes are, will be coming true. However, there's a warning with that card as well, to be careful what you wish for, because you just may get it. Now here with the Queen of Pentacles, even though this is a fire sign reading, you could be, earth sign rising, or you can have an earth moon, or it can be an indication of qualities about this particular queen, of yourself, or it could be the idea of what you do for a living. So I've seen this card show up when somebody works in retail, somebody works in banking, somebody works as an accountant, a financial advisor. I've even seen it show up as people who write grants, okay, for other companies. So typically this queen will work with some type of perhaps NGO or community or federal government agency. Will sometimes be typically that has to do anything that helps to make life better, or the environment, something of that nature. Okay. And so we see this queen holding this particular, the Ace of Pentacles. She's got it on her lap. She's looking at it. So the qualities of this queen is somebody who's grounded, who will get the details, who is studious, who takes their time, and who crafts whatever it is they're trying to do. But then we come to the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, which is a 10. And this means that there's a huge change coming, okay? Now, the Wheel of Fortune, the lesson of the Wheel of Fortune is to understand the ebb and flow of life. Sometimes things are good, sometimes things are bad. Sometimes we're up high, sometimes we're down low. The message or the lesson is to accept the highs, the lows, the ebbs, and the flow, and then try to affix yourself in the center of the wheel, so that whatever the disturbances or the direction of the turning of the wheel, it doesn't upset you too much. It doesn't throw you out of balance too much, okay? I've given you the Three of Pentacles, but now we come right down the center to the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands, it's a 5, and 5s are an indication of changes, like the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. It's half of the 10, right? So it is the idea of changes, of ups and downs. But usually this change is tense and full of angst and anxiety, perhaps fear and worry. It also indicates people fighting or trying to all get their point across at the same time. So there's a bit of disharmony and disunity here. I've seen the card show up when people are either fighting like children, being childish, or fighting over children, okay? And I've even seen the card show up when it's an indication that someone is playing a head game. They're saying one thing, but they're doing another, all right? And then we see the message of someone leaving. Now, all knights and pages to me represent news and messages. However, the knight has a particular place, because his role, any knight, their role is to move a situation along. But the situation doesn't move without some kind of news. So you get some information, you provide some information comes into you, and all of a sudden that moves things along. And we see that here. So because this is a cup, to me, the message has an emotional quotient. And for me, that's simply what the cups are. They're not about love. They're about your emotions. The swords are about thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, communications. The pentacles are about finances or the doing of. And the wands are about your passion, your focus, and your determination. Now, over this entire reading, I have this King of Cups. Typically a water sign male, so could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Someone who normally is kind, empathetic, a great listener, a good friend. As a profession, the person can work in counseling of any kind, psychiatrist, psychologist, but can also have to do with the law. So the person can be a mediator, they can be a lawyer, something of that nature, paralegal, okay? But the flip side of that particular king is that he can be quite moody, sometimes manipulative, sometimes even confused, depending on whatever his wants and needs are and what he's going through. So I would say there's a connection here, that this is someone you know, because sometimes he will show up like the most important man in your life, Even if he's not a water sign, he's going to fall in the category of what he does for a living or the characteristics of this particular king. Typically fair complected, fair haired, fair eyed, light eyes. Okay. And so I can't look at, the 2 5s. Now, the 2 5s are an indication of new experiences ahead. And I say, indeed, something is going to be changing here. Okay. But also, 2 5s can be an indication of constant bickering, backstabbing, and ill will outside of the relationship, no matter what the relationship is causing issues. Okay. So I can't look at these 2 cards because traditionally they represent people. So what does that leave? It leaves all of these pip cards in relation to this Wheel of Fortune here. So we're going to take them as the cards fall to see if there's any additional information that the cards can provide to us. Let's see. Nothing about the 8 of Swords. The 9 of Cups never tells me anything. I have a real love-hate relationship with that card. Let's see about the 5 of Pentacles. With the 9 of Cups, signifies that plans are coming together and success is on the way. It may also depict monetary gain. It can signify good luck and possibly an inheritance or some sort of gain or influx of money. And maybe this is why you are worried. And there's still a bit more, I don't know, perhaps negotiation or discussion, but it's going to be tense. Okay. All right. 9 of Swords. Nothing about the 9 of Swords. And also the 2 9s could be an indication of a house move and or a change of address. I don't know where I told you it was the idea of a change of, I think that's indication of one of you needs to spend more time alone. I think I told you that it was a indication of a career change for the better. That still holds true. I just don't remember where I got that from. Okay. How that came up. And so that's the 9 of Swords. Let's move to the 3 of Pentacles. Y'all know I'm having trouble with my memory. It's a shame. The 3 of Pentacles tells you to have faith and trust in your own talents. You will find success in your endeavors here with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? And finally, the 5 of Wands. Nothing about the 5 of Wands. Now, the timing of this is the 22nd of July to the 1st of August. And so when I say to you, past, present, future, interplay of the cards, the past could have been yesterday to a few months out in the past, last year, but it can also be an indication of the future from tomorrow out to the end of the year or even further, okay? So that's why I say it's general, and to gain any insight into your own reading your own situation requires a personal reading. So this is what I have. It indicates a discordance within a work situation and opposing energies. So this card talks about opposition. So this could be someone opposing you. And I think that holds true because from the 5 to the 3 of Pentacles is 2 Pentacles. 2 people doing 2 things in an opposite direction, or they're diametrically opposed, as I said. Okay. To me, this is an indication that there's a bit more to come. And so if I'm going to pick a card, I'm going to pick the I think to me the most important card is this one. Who does the leaving and why? Okay. Somebody's taking their cup and they're writing on. And I would dare say that if this is a situation in which someone's been opposing you, whether, there's been, tussles over money or the way things are being done, then sometimes the best thing to do is to kind of walk away. It's not to say walk away forever, but simply just to kind of walk away. Look, the Viaggio. So there's another horse. So this is incoming. Now this is about a trip or visit. All right. And what we see him facing is we see him facing the idea of more discussions, terse discussions, but perhaps maybe coming to some kind of accord and agreement here. All right. The Alegria. Now that's interesting too, because the Alegria talks about happiness with family and friends. It is a specific kind of happiness. And the card also says that, you know, this is where you'll be meeting people or where you go to make merry. So this could be bars, pubs, restaurants, backyard barbecues, you know, fundraisers, those types of things. But it also is an indication to say that if you meet someone new in this and they have some, you know, are offering to partner up with you in any way, you want to be careful because they could just be fair weather friends, right? Investigate everything. And finally, the Giovane Fanciulla. Now, remember I said to you that this was a relationship issue. To me, it doesn't necessarily speak to romance, but it very well could be. So this is the Queen of Wands, the Giovane Fanciulla. Okay, the card says attraction to a young girl. So maybe somebody met someone there at this party and now they're coming home, and that could be an issue between the two of you. But sometimes the Giovane Fanciulla will show up when she does not represent another person at all, in which case what she speaks about is the character and the feeling of the Giovane Fanciulla. In other words, it could be someone who is naive and too trusting and not worldly enough, and who doesn't do the research or check all of the fine print. It could sometimes be an indication of someone who is acting younger than what they are. They may dress a lot younger than what they are. But the words are vulnerability, naivete, okay, and what's the other word? And saying that maybe at this party, when you're returning, this could be why you are having the issue, this meeting, this group of people. And remember, I said to you that there's a group of people here, possibility of 3 people. So that could also be the idea that this person may have been talking too much at this particular, and now the news is going to be coming back, reaching you. Let me see what the word is here. The words are affliction and volubility. Wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on. That's reversed. What are the keywords? Yeah. The keywords are affliction and volubility. Sincerity, sensitivity, innocence, fragility, vulnerability, and impressionability. Okay? Now, what is happening is she's pointing to this family and friends. This is where the trouble's coming from. And not only is that where the trouble's coming from, it's also coming to you or towards you. Okay? So, formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. There it is, the gauntlet or the glove. So remember, I said to you, there's going to be more to come, right? So here we are, number 5, and it says, those too free with flattery and praise seek to deceive you and make you their prey. You will face a challenge or a duel with someone, or a confrontation with your own shadow or limitations. It says a potential lawsuit could even arise. So there's all the elements that I spoke about. This could even be you, where you slipped up and did something or said something that you should not have. But it could also be the idea that you, as I said, you weren't, what's the word? What did I say to you? That you were too impressionable, you were too vulnerable, you were too trusting, all right, at this particular place. And that allows, people to come in and take advantage of you. So that could be the shadow part of yourself. So that is what I have for you for March 2023, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Until next time, be well. Bye.